Rodanthe, North Carolina, particularly vulnerable during close calls with hurricanes, as we're seeing right now. But even without a named storm, it's exposed to all the hazards of living near the Atlantic. Beach erosion, due in part to rising sea levels along Hatteras Island, are chewing away at the foundation of many of these beachfront homes. Storms like Erin make that erosion accelerate.
And in the past 5 years alone, over a dozen homes have washed away into the Atlantic. But the issues don't stop there. Massive amounts of debris, as a result, will linger along the coast and can even be found up to 15 miles away from shore.
Chairman for the Dare County Board of Commissioners, Bob Woodard, joins us now. Bob, good morning. Thanks for joining us. I want to first talk about those homes, which, as we know now, are uninhabited, and they have been for quite some time. There have been questions that we've been asking here at Fox Weather. Whose responsibility, or is it someone's responsibility to, before these things maybe get taken out by the Atlantic, is there a means to maybe deconstruct these homes so they don't serve as a hazard as the ocean takes them away?
Well, first off, thank you, Stephen and Marissa, for having me this morning. We're very, very fortunate here on the Outer Banks that, you know, the beach is our economic engine. And we've not had the pleasure of having federal or state funds help us. And so in the last 12 years, we have taken, we have a 6 cents occupancy tax, and 2% of that, 2 cents of that 6 cents is obligated or directed for beach nourishment. And over 12 years, we've spent in excess of $250 million in protecting our beaches. Unfortunately, our funds are low now, and we've got to take what's remaining of that and do maintenance program projects. And unfortunately, right now, we don't have the funds to do anything with respects to nourishment in Rodanthe, and that's been a problem in the last several years. Rodanthe is certainly a hot spot now.
So then I guess also, Bob, my question is, what responsibility do the property owners have, or maybe the prior property owners? And then when it comes to any remaining homes that are still very vulnerable to getting washed away, where that stands with how many you have that you're currently watching? So apologies, because it's kind of a two-part question.
Right. Well, that area is very, very vulnerable. It's Park Service area property. Park Service has really been working very diligently with homeowners. As a matter of fact, the Department of Interior has been able to provide some funds locally. They've purchased a couple of those homes and had those homes removed from the oceanfront. They've also encouraged the property owners, if there is some wide dunes behind that beach area, we've really been working hard to encourage those property owners to try to spend the funds to move those homes off the beach and further back to Highway 12. And we've searched all kinds of avenues to try to help them financially to do that, but it is the ultimate responsibility of the homeowner to try to make that happen.
Yeah, and that would be quite a cost, right? And Bob, perhaps you had mentioned it. With this storm now, with Erin going to make a very close approach to Rodanthe, I'm sure, let's hope not, but there might be a couple of more homes that are compromised and taken out into the Atlantic. Is there a number that y'all have in Dare County of how many are at risk or maybe just uninhabited now, waiting to be taken out?
Stephen, we feel like there's a dozen or more that certainly could be compromised and certainly go with this round. You know, we always plan for the worst, and we certainly hope for the best. This is nothing. This storm is nothing to play around with, especially with the surges that they're talking about. So we're just you know, holding our breath with respects to that. But unfortunately, if in fact the waves are going to reach the heights that they're talking about tomorrow morning through Thursday, then unfortunately, I think we're going to see some homes go in the ocean.
And I guess, you know, when you think about it, there's really no time of year specifically that that you're on alert for this issue. It can happen year-round, not just
true.
tropical cyclones, as Stephen mentioned earlier, but it could be any low-pressure system, any nor'easter that can bring those intense waves along the shore and for a prolonged period. So we will continue to wait and see, as I'm sure you will be watching as well. We appreciate you joining us here on Weather Command. Chairman for Dare County Board of Commissioners, Bob Woodard. Good luck, right, as we navigate the next several days.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, stay safe out there.